Implementation. Shutdown and reboot. Linux systems from the terminal. Armin Shariarian.
Implementation, shutdown and reboot Linux system from the terminal. 1. Overview. Linux is a quite a robust operating system, and as such as Linux server rarely need to be rebooted. However, sometimes there are reasons we do need to reboot our system. For example, if we're running Linux on a personal computer, rebooting and shutdown the system could be everyday operations. In this tutorial, we'll learn some useful commands to reboot and shut down a Linux system from the command line. 2. Rebooting or shut down a system. Several commands can reboot or shut down a system, such as shutdown or reboot or halt and power off. Since rebooting or shut down the system will stop all running processors, we need to have root permission to execute those commands. Most common Linux distros have adopted systemd as their system and service manager. In systemd-manage system, rebooting and shutdown the system are controlled centrally by systemctl. For example, let's check those commands on a Ubuntu system. In this file directory, spin /halt or power off or reboot or shutdown symbolic link to /directory bin /systemctl. And it might be a little surprising to learn that all those commands are linking to some command systemctl. This is because the systemctl program uses a technique to change its behavior based on how it was executed. In the next section, we'll take a closer look at these commands. Number 3, the shutdown command. We can use the shutdown command to reboot or shut down a Linux system safely. The syntax of using the shutdown command is straightforward. Shutdown option, time, and message. When they execute the shutdown with any option, it will power off the machine in 1 minute. For example, Linux Ubuntu terminal open and access root use command shutdown, enter. Shutdown is scheduled for Monday. Use shutdown-c to cancel. In 1 minute, shut down the system Ubuntu. Shut down Ubuntu Linux in 1 minute. Start again. If a regular user has been configured to gain root permission by using sudo, we can also power off the machine without switching to the root user with sudo shutdown. Common options. Now, let's take a look at the common options supported by the shutdown command. We can pass the -R option to reboot our system instead of powering off the machine. With command shutdown -R, reboot the system. Open terminal and use the shutdown -R option command for restart. Shutdown -R command. Reboot scheduling for 1 minute to restart the Ubuntu system. Shutdown -R is reboot the system in 1 minute. The -H option tells the shutdown command to halt the system. Shutdown -H shutdown schedule for 1 minute to halt mode. Halting the system and power off a machine are slightly different. Halt terminate all running processes and shut down all CPUs. Power off the same as halt, and then attempt to cut power from the system. Open terminal and use command shutdown -H option for halt shutdown. Shutdown -H in 1 minute, go to halt mode, shutdown. And I use this command for cancel this command. Use shutdown -C. Schedule a shutdown operation. Sometimes we don't want to shut down or reboot the system 1 minute. Instead, we can schedule the shutdown operation at a specified time. The shutdown command supports 2 different time formats for scheduling. Absolute time with HH:MM minutes, relative time plus number of minutes. For example, we can schedule a reboot of the system for 8:08 a.m. Use this command shutdown-r 8:08. Use command for schedule time, for example 11:22. In time 11:22, shutdown system with this command. Cancel this schedule time and let's see another example where we schedule a system power of C minutes from 30 minutes from now. Shutdown plus 30. Use command shutdown plus 30 or other time, 30 minutes. 30 minutes after, shut down this system. Cancel with this command. If we want to shut down the system immediately, we can use +0 or convenient alias now. Shut down now or +0 command. Since Linux is a multi-user operating system, we may want to broadcast a message to all currently logged in users about the planned shutdown or reboot. This is message in terminal multi-user or other user to show in terminal. Attention, this system will be restarted in 45 minutes with this command shutdown-r plus 45 minutes after. With this command, use for all user, show this attention or message. Cancel this command shutdown with this shutdown-c. We can cancel a scheduled shutdown process using -c option. The reboot, halt, and power off commands. The reboot and halt and power off commands can also reboot or shut down our system. Since they are similar and support the same option, we are going to talk about these commands from the perspective of functionality. To reboot a system, we can reboot a system using the reboot command. Reboot command, reboot immediately system. We can also pass the reboot option to the halt and power off command and let them reboot the machine. For command halt --reboot, we can also pass the reboot option to the halt and power off command and let them reboot the machine. And power off --reboot. To halt machine, as the name says, the halt command is for halting the machine. We can halt a machine simply by executing the command with halt command. We can also pass the halt option dash halt option to the reboot and power off commands and let them halt the mesh with reboot dash halt or and power off dash halt. Pass the halt option to the reboot and power off command and let them halt the mesh. To power off the machine, when we want to power off a machine safely, we can use the power off command. Without any argument, executing this command will power off a machine. Power off command safely power off machine. We can also pass the -p option to the reboot and halt command and let them stop the system and cut power. With command reboot and -p option, reboot and halt command and let them stop the system and cut power. The -f option, all three commands support a -f option to reboot, halt or power off the machine forcibly. To understand what the force option means, let's take a closer look at the background of these three commands. When we execute these commands without a -f option, they will invoke the shutdown tool with appropriate options. For example, in a systemd system, reboot with shutdown-r now, force reboot. Shutdown-r now is force reboot. Systemctl isolate reboot.target. The reboot.target is the command above, is a system target for systemctl. Some predefined task in the system target will be executed by the systemctl command. For example, stopped all running process, unmounting mounted devices safely, and so on. However, if we pass the -f option to the three commands, they won't invoke the shutdown command. Instead, they make a reboot system call. They reboot the system directly. In the systemd system, the command reboot -f option will call systemctl-force reboot target. The -force option will let systemctl skip the system target and make the reboot system call directly. I can use force shut down the system, shut down now. Force shut down the Ubuntu system.